So let's have a new look at Microsoft's new feature that they want to bring for Windows, and they call it Recall. So let's see what Recall is.
How do we introduce memory, right? Photographic memory into what you do on the PC. And now we have it. So it's called Recall. It's not keyword search, right? It's semantic search over all your history. And it's not just about any document. We can recreate moments from the past, essentially.
Here's how it works. Windows constantly takes screenshots of what's on your screen, then uses a generative AI model right on the device, along with the NPU, to process all that data and make it searchable, even photos. I got to try it out. I searched brown leather bag. It came up in visual search. There's no place on this page that it says brown leather bag. It just knows because it sees this brown leather bag. There could be this reaction from some people that this is pretty creepy. Microsoft is taking screenshots of everything I do.
Yeah, I mean, that's why that you can only do it on the edge, right? So this is like, you have to put two things together. This is my computer, this is my recall, and it's all being done locally.
So it's all being done locally.
How do we introduce
But
memory,
how do you know?
right?
How do you
Photographic
know?
memory.
Like, how do you know, like, how much, or like, what kind of switch they only need to flip to have like all of that sent to somewhere else? So that's my opinion. Like, I don't. Windows has gone so far off that I don't really want to use it anymore. I switched to Linux. Because just even with Windows 11 it got so bad with all the features, like 50 features you need to turn off if you just want an operating system. You don't want all that like nonsense. Or like, that's at least how I see it. I don't want all that nonsense with like send all my data, all my speech, all the Cortana, all the locations, everything, send that up to a server, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. And then that already drove me away, so I'm already gone. Like, I don't use Windows anymore. But let's see what other people say. So what are some comments to this? Thanks, I hate it. Okay. Or relocate your beds away from your PC stations. Yeah. Because it turns more and more into spyware, right? That's what it is. Users, we want privacy. Microsoft, oh, that's interesting. But I sure don't care. Yeah. Here's some that I found good. Like, you got the tech companies that want to shove you the AI down. Oh yeah, like, you're going to make me learn Linux at this rate. Well, let's see what some other people say. Spy as a service. How can we opt out? This is beyond questionable. Actual waste of space. So no one seems to be really behind this. Then suddenly, for no reason at all, people started installing Linux on their computers. And just got on a like, yeah, that's what they do, right? That's what drove me away too. That's why I installed Linux. I had enough of like having everything sent to their servers, having no option to turn off the updates. Like, even if you turn off the updates, it still forces an update at some point. And it's like, why do you force it? It's supposed to be my operating system. If it's my operating system, you don't force updates on that system. Or just have like some weird things going on where like it just behaves on its own. It's being remote controlled or something. Like, no. If it's mine, it's mine, and it doesn't do things that someone else like somewhere like decides to do. So yeah, I'm pretty happy I switched away from that. And Linux is so great in the sense like you can still play games if the only reason you were like on Linux because you couldn't play video games, which was pretty much the only factor, like video graphic kind of stuff. It got so good, like you can play a lot of the games now, and that's no longer an issue. So yeah, let's see. What else are people saying? Sigh. I don't really want to use Linux, maybe Mac. I can survive on Mac. Well, Mac is the same thing. Mac is not a little bit better. Mac is like they're pushing all the corporation centralized kind of stuff on Macs too, right? It's Apple. It's a closed system. All your data goes to a store, cloud, and they scan through all your files, and they know a bit better. They're just saying like, oh, we are a privacy company, or having those ads where they say like, this is privacy, and trying to make themselves like a company that actually cares about your privacy. They don't. They already admitted that they go through all your files that you put up on the cloud. So, So what else is someone saying? Will this remove the NSA spyware? Good point. You could argue that that's already in the system. What is someone else saying? Suddenly I turned my gaming PC into a Linux PC. Yep. The headache of installing Arch Linux was all worth it. Yeah, I totally agree on that. We called it a bug, NSA calls it a feature. True. We don't want this crap. Wow, that's horrible. WTF, that's a huge privacy issue. Microsoft is already a privacy issue. Like, it's not only AI that they now try to push on you and like see everything. They already like, they collect so much. They collect your voice, they collect your locations, they collect all the files that you don't have on your computer and that you keep on a cloud. Like, it doesn't belong to you anymore, right? Like, they can go through that. Like, they want to have everything under one profile, so they're forcing that like Microsoft profile on you, where you're supposed to sign up and use your profiling stuff, or have your machine under a profile and stuff. Like, it's just being an installed operating system without an identity attached to it or some profile. No, they completely like they profile people in that sense. And what are other people? Let's go through a couple more comments and see what people still say. This is scary as hell. Time to get rid of Windows. Like, this won't be used for nefarious purposes. The future will restrict freedom and constant monitoring for the greater good. Those who don't agree with it will be forced to comply with it. Future people will probably be dominated by tech companies like an electric collar around a neck. Yep. I mean, they're going pretty far already, and no one wants it. Well, maybe there are some people that want it, but like, you gotta be like very like, oh yeah, like, just take everything, you know? Is anyone still really behind all of that? Like, is someone actually feeling good about this? Because I don't think like there are so many people that still feel that cheer on that, right? There might be still some. I will be disabling that feature. Been key locking your all since Windows 7. Windows 10 and 11, it's automatic. So he makes an argument there's already like since Windows 10 or 11 like a keylogger that's on automatically. So because we do not automatically believe whatever someone says. Does Windows have keylogger? Let's take a look. Yes, Microsoft built-in keylogger. What do we need? What the hell? What? How disable? What do they need a keylogger for? It's probably for the purpose of like analyzing your writing style, so then they can give you better auto suggestions. Or like what's the selling point? How do they want to sell it? Or trying to sell it? No. Can a keylogger be deleted? No. Not if they are built in the system by default, like Microsoft's keylogger. So you cannot uninstall it. You might be able to turn off the servers. Oh, there it is. Let's zoom in. What does it say? It says... Yeah, exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. Use your typing history and hide handwriting patterns to create a personal dictionary that makes better suggestions for you. When this is switched off, your personal typing and inking. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's just to learn more about what words I might use, of course. It is like... and like, do you know how much of your key phrases that or whatever you type on your keyboard is actually not sent somewhere? I would not, like, I think Microsoft lost all reputation. Whether or not how much they use of what feature and what not against, I wouldn't, well, let's say like, to like actually like see whatever you write. In the end, like your data is being sent there. Whether it's the key writing, let's say like they don't do that, but that's an assumption that they don't do that. You know that your location is being sent there, like all the other features. They're openly like they say it's being sent to servers, right? Why would you want all that on servers for them? Like, I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't have to deal with this. It makes it also that makes it also clear why the update was free, right? I think everyone that was on Windows 10 got a free update or upgrade to Windows 11, and why would a company give it out for free? There must be some like, reason behind it, and like I would think they are paid off, so they don't need to care about like whether or not they make a profit of their update or not. That's what I think. Why else would you like hand out just a free update for an operating system, right? Where you say like, oh, get the new version. No, like normally like you make people pay for that. If they want the next operating system because it's so great, then they're gonna upgrade to that, or like they're gonna pay to actually have that. But they just gave it out for free too, So yeah, so much for that. And I see you in the next video.